Hi guys, welcome back to Aisha.Academy. And in today's video, we're going to be going through linear simultaneous equations. So let's jump right into it. So when it comes to simultaneous equations, they're basically equations where the x and the y values are the same. That's the same for both linear and quadratic simultaneous equations, even though the approaches are slightly different. So we're going to be going for an example of a linear simultaneous equation question. So let's say if our first linear equation is 5x minus y is equal to 13, and the second one is 3x plus 4y is equal to 17. The first step is you want to make the x's or the y's the same. So in this scenario, we're going to make the y's the same. So I'm going to multiply the whole top equation, not just the y bit, the whole top equation by minus 4 to do that. So that's going to change my whole top equation to minus 20 plus 4y is equal to minus 52. And my second equation has not changed. Now I know my y's are the same, I'm going to take away the two equations from each other. So the next step is to subtract the equations. So by doing that, I would be left with minus 23x equals to minus 69. Remember, the 4y's should cancel out. So then now I'm going to work out what x is, or let's say if you were left with y's as your final, so let's say if you had two x's the same and they cancelled out and you're left with y's, you would work out what the y is. So to work out what x is, I'm going to divide both sides by minus 23. That's going to leave me with an answer of x is equal to 3. So now I've worked out what x is, I need to work out what y is. So to do that, I need to substitute my x value into one of the two equations given in the question above initially. So for this example, I'm going to substitute x equals 3 into the second equation. So by doing that, I'm going to now rewrite it as 3 times 3, as I've substituted x for 3, plus 4y is equal to 17. And then now I'm going to solve this equation to work out what y is. So now I've got 9 plus 4y is equal to 17. I'm going to take away 9 from both sides, and that's going to leave me with 4y is equal to 8. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 4, and that's going to leave me with an answer of y is equal to 2. And I've worked out my x and y, so that's the final answer. So we're going to go through some practice questions just to consolidate our learning. So example 1. This is a simultaneous equation, a linear simultaneous equation that you would come across potentially in a mock or in an exam. So now I'm going to rewrite the equations so we are able to work this out. So the first step is I'm going to make the x's the same in this case. Again, it doesn't matter, you can make the x's the same or the y's are the same. You should get the same answer regardless. So if I'm going to make both of the x's 4x, my top equation is not going to change because it already has 4x. But the second equation, if I multiply everything by 4, it's going to be 4x minus 12y is equal to 64. Then now my x's are the same, I'm going to take away the equations from each other. That's going to leave me with an answer of 13y is equal to minus 39. And then I'm going to divide by 13, and that would leave me with an answer of y is equal to minus 3. Then I'm going to substitute y is equal to minus 3 into the top equation because it's easier since there's just a plus y already in it. So that's going to change it into 4x minus 3 is equal to 25. So remember, y is minus 3. I'm going to add 3 to both sides now, which is going to leave me with 4x is equal to 28. And divide both sides by 4, and that's going to leave me with an answer of x is equal to 7. So those are my two answers. Example 2. Again, this looks very similar to the first question that we just came across. So again, I'm going to rewrite out the equations so we are able to work this out. So first things first, I'm going to multiply the second equation by 2 because I'm going to make the x's the same. So remember, you want to multiply everything in that equation by whatever you're changing it by. So because the first equation already has 2x, it's not going to change. It's still going to be 2x minus y is equal to 13. But the second equation is going to change into 2x minus 4y is equal to 22. Then the next step is I'm going to take away the two equations from each other. That's going to leave me with 3y is equal to minus 9. Then I'm going to solve this to work out what y is, and by doing that I'm going to divide by 3, and that's going to leave me with an answer of y is equal to minus 3. Because the top equation has a minus y, there's no number in front of the y, that's the easiest equation I can think to substitute into. So I'm going to substitute into the top equation. So that's going to change into 2x plus 3, because remember the two negatives are going to cancel out, is equal to 13. Then I'm going to rearrange this to work out what x is. So take away 3, that leaves me with 2x is equal to 10. Divide by 2, that leaves me with x is equal to 5. And then last example on linear simultaneous equations. So again, I'm going to write out the two equations so we can work it out. But I don't know if you've noticed already, but looking at the question, for this one, which is really nice, they've already got the x's as the same. So see if you can have a think of what that means in terms of working this one out compared to the other two examples. So what it will mean is, since the x's are already the same, we don't need to multiply anything to change it. We're just going to straight jump into taking them away from each other, which is going to leave us with 5y is equal to minus 10. Divide by 5, and that's going to leave us with y is equal to minus 2. And again, I'm going to substitute into the first equation since it just has a y on its own. So then that's going to leave me with 3x minus 2 is equal to minus 4. Again, it doesn't matter which equation you substitute into, you should get the same answers regardless. I'm just choosing the easier ones, and I would recommend you do the same. So now we're just going to rearrange this to work out what x is. So that's going to leave me with 3x is equal to minus 2. And this time we're going to divide by 3 on both sides, and that's going to leave me with a fraction of an answer, which is also fine. So that would leave me with x is equal to minus 2 over 3. And that is the final answer for x. So yeah, guys, I hope that was useful for simultaneous equations. Remember that for simultaneous equations, your final answer should be what you work out for x and what you work out for y. And I hope that was really useful. Thanks for watching.